Welcome to Boutique Host Agency 101, Episode 2. Today we're going to cover how to navigate the legal and the financial aspects of a boutique host agency. I hope you're here because you're an independent travel advisor with a passion for travel and you enjoy planning trips. Whether you've been in business for years or you just get it started, we welcome you. We are excited to give you a peek inside our boutique host agency. My name is Ilja Chapman, and I am born and raised in the Netherlands, and I live currently in Key Largo, Florida. I'm the founder of Voyage Blue Travel, which is a successful travel agency that I started already 11 years ago. And I'm also the managing partner of Travel Resources Group that I joined in 2020. Welcome. It is my absolute pleasure to take you behind the scenes of our boutique host agency. In the first episode of this informative series, did I share my personal business story as it paints a picture what the differences are to operate your business under the umbrella of a large host agency or franchise versus a boutique host agency like ours. The focus during that episode was to showcase the differences for your businesses related to support, coaching, and community. You can watch the recording of that episode in our YouTube channel. I imagine that some of you might already have done extensive research trying to understand the differences between host agencies. It's overwhelming, don't you find? I've said it many times, and you might find it's true. Host agencies come in many different sizes, with different structures, and each with their unique vibe and business approach. One size does not fit all, and you decide what host agency fits your business model best. And if you ask us, we will also be honest with you whether you are best served in our boutique community. Host agencies also differ from a legal and financial perspective between you as the independent travel advisor and the host agency. That's what we will talk about today. I can't speak for other host agencies, and I do encourage you to do your own research, ask questions, and look for a host agency that fits your business model, your philosophy, your vision, your goals, and most of all, your vibe and personality. I recommend each independent travel advisor to visit the site of Host Agency Reviews, as it is a very good website showcasing the different types of host agencies, franchises, and consortia. They have several blogs, tools, and resources helping you navigate your options. Before I continue, I want to read out a disclosure to make sure we're all on the same page. This webinar is presented by us, Travel Resources Group, for informational purposes only. Our intent is to educate and inform. This webinar is not intended to provide legal or financial advice, and we aim to offer insight into our boutique host agency model and the support that we provide to independent travel advisors. We share our perspectives and experience to help travel advisors make informed decisions. And while we may offer general comparisons to other host agency models, it is not our intent to discredit or harm others in the industry. With all the information we share, we do encourage all attendees to do their own research and choose the path that best aligns with their values and goals. As I already mentioned, host agencies differ from a legal and financial perspective between you, the independent travel advisor, and the host agency. In this episode, I will tell the story of a travel advisor joining our agency. I will use a fictitious name, Debbie, but the story is based on one of our travel advisors who joined our agency back in July 2023. Debbie's story is just an example and doesn't reflect every background or experience within our agency. We are proud to support a diverse community of travel advisors of all ages, genders, and walks of life. Let's have a peek inside how it looks like to join our agency. Meet Debbie. When Debbie contacted me for the first time, she already built and launched her travel planning business. She created her brand, she set up the business foundation, and she was part of a host agency. She already completed many educational sessions, attended support and coaching meetings, and she was ready to rumble her business. She had in business just over 2 years, and she had booked several trips already and built a nice book of clients and even got some repeat business. However, much like my personal business story, she didn't fit the box. For Debbie, it was clear that she didn't fit with her host agency and she needed to pivot and restart her business. She started with a conversation with our recruitment team to get her initial questions answered. Debbie really had to rethink her business strategy. What business model would serve her best? She had to decide what her ideal situation would be to receive support moving forward. She gave it some serious thought as to what she wanted the community surrounding her business to look like. What kind of vibe did she want? That's a really important question. And our recruitment team understands the importance of those decisions and encouraged Debbie to ask many questions as needed to help her identify what type of agency she and her business would be best served at. At the same time, our recruitment team asked her many questions too, as we like to understand if she would be best served in our community. It does go both ways. Maybe you're in the same situation as Debbie, and you might feel that you don't fit in the box where you currently are at. I know that feeling as no other, and I know how hard it is to even start looking for possibilities to move your business from one hosting agency to another. However, I encourage you to start your research and start the conversations if you feel you don't fit where you are now. You might find that you don't need to move, and then you finally can fully commit to your current situation. But if you do want to move, maybe a boutique hosting agency would fit. For your success and the success of our agency, is it important that we all understand what is expected from each other. Here on this slide, we listed some of the traits we feel travel advisors that will enjoy to thrive in our community. We see that our travel advisors enjoy being part of a smaller community and they enjoy being connected. Our travel advisors enjoy being part of a solution. They thrive as they appreciate feedback and they're very generous in sharing their knowledge with their peers. Most of our advisors commit to working following a clear business model and they do have a vision for their business. Last but not least, they like to have fun with their business. So once Debbie and our team agreed that her business would have the possibility to grow under our umbrella, her onboarding journey started. We know that one of the first questions many of you have are questions about the onboarding requirements. I don't think that we differ much from other host agencies. On this slide, we list a number of things we need to be able to move forward with the onboarding. We need a completed application form with all your details on it. We need to confirm 2 references. We do a background check. And of course, there is an independent contractor agreement, and we need a W-9 with all your information. You do pay a startup fee that covers the initial cost setting up your agency. And I like to think that we're compatible with other host agencies in our startup fee. In return, you have access to our onboarding modules and bootcamp that we created to help you grow your business. Then after 6 months that you are affiliated with us, you will be charged a monthly fee to pay for the reservation system you will need to use. Now, what is exactly covered in the startup and monthly fee is described in the independent contractor agreement. So let's zoom into the signed agreement between the host agency and you as the independent travel advisor. It is crucial for both your business and the host agency to define the terms and conditions of your business relationship. A signed agreement is a legally binding contract that protects both parties by outlining the terms and conditions of doing business together. It ensures a clear understanding of both your roles, responsibilities, obligations, and financial agreements. It's important that you sign an agreement that you understand and that you feel comfortable with. Debbie joined the agency with her own brand name, but we also have independent travel advisors who choose to use Travel Resources Group as their brand name. For each scenario, we have a different version of the agreement, and both are set up by an industry attorney. I do want to mention that when you are in conversation with a host agency that does not work with an agreement, I would consider that a red flag. A few of the components our agreement describes are the general terms and conditions. In there, we describe the duties of both the agency and the independent advisor, and it covers the use of agency credentials, liability, third party hire, and it also lines out the details about agreement termination. Another important component outlined in the agreement is the management of your book of clients. And then we have the financial terms and conditions. This would include the commission split, and the terms regarding pay is also described in that agreement, and so is the booking fee. I will cover it a little bit more in detail about this in the presentation. Our agreements are supported by our agency handbook, which will provide even more information on what to expect when working under our umbrella. Transparency is key. And I do want to address the concern that I have heard about joining a boutique host agency. Concerns if the agency is viable, is it sustainable, are they able to pay commissions on time? A concern if they will be able to support me, will they have enough time, are they big enough, do they have a training program, and do they have strong vendor relationships? They're all valid questions and you should ask them, and I understand those concerns. This slide shows you that Travel Resources Group has been in business since 2006. The agency survived many crises, including the pandemic. We are privately owned and we're all committed to the success of our independent travel advisors. We are here to stay, and your success is our success. After having talked to many independent travel advisors like yourself, and by working with several like Debbie, do we understand that sometimes it's hard to navigate all legal aspects related to your business. As mentioned earlier, are we not giving any legal advice, but we do explain what is needed for you to run your business under our umbrella. We're going to stay a little bit longer on this slide than on the other slides, making sure that you understand the concepts of IATA, the seller of travel license, and the E&O insurance. So let's start with IATA. In the US, travel advisors need to sell under an IATA or CLIA accreditation for several reasons. Now, IATA is the International Air Transport Association, and CLIA is the Cruise Line International Association. These accreditations act as industry recognition, verifying an advisor is legit and enabling travel advisors to access global booking systems and, most important, to earn commissions from supplier. We are affiliated with an IATA since 2006. Another important aspect of doing business as a travel advisor is the seller of travel license. In some US states, and actually only in 4 states, travel advisors need a seller of travel license to legally sell travel to residents or operate their travel planning business within that state. This is because the seller of travel licenses are designed to protect consumers and ensure travel agencies are responsible for travel arrangements. California, Hawaii, Washington, and Florida are the only four states that require a seller of travel license at this moment. Travel Resources Group is licensed for Florida and Washington at this moment. Debbie, for example, is located in Florida and does file annual with the state of Florida under our seller of travel license. But other advisors living in other states and having clients in Florida in their database also need to file under the Florida seller of travel license. It gets a little bit confusing, and I get it, and we are here to guide you when needed. So next, let's talk the E&O insurance. I noticed a lot of talk on travel advisor groups and forums about this professional liability insurance, also known as errors and omission (E&O) coverage. This insurance is designed to protect your travel planning business against claims that professional advice or services you provided caused a customer financial harm due to actual or alleged mistakes or a failure to perform a service. It's a mouthful, but it's important. And Travel Resources Group does have a policy under which an unlimited amount of travel advisors can conduct their travel planning business. However, in some cases, it's required that the independent travel advisor purchases their own policy. And again, we will discuss that when we're having the conversation. In episode 3 of this informative series, do we cover the impact to your business when switching the host agencies. Again, I will be sharing there my own story as I changed agencies back in 2020. And often when we start the onboarding process with an advisor moving over from another host agency or franchise, the most common questions they have are regarding the ownership of their book of clients that they are looking to take with them and their outstanding commissions for bookings with their previous host. Again, we cannot speak for other host agencies, and we would assume and hope that the answers to those questions would be described in your agreement with that host agency. Getting back to that book of clients, a common question that we get from independent travel advisors looking to join our agency is how we at Travel Resources Group manage your client database. Or better said, what does it say in the agreement you sign with us about the ownership of your book of clients? For example, the host agency that Debbie came from has a very robust lead program, and they apply different rules for leads generated by the agency or generated by the advisor. The difference is often in ownership of the lead, but it also can be related to the commission split for that booking. Again, each host agency is unique. At Travel Resources Group, do you own your book of clients and you own any leads generated by us? Now let's look at the financial side of joining a boutique host agency like Travel Resources Group. I realize commission levels and split percentages are very important to most of you, and I understand that we are all in business to make money. You decide what aspect of a host agency is most important to you and your business. I would hope that money is not your only motivator. But let's talk about commissions. First, we have the commission levels percentages from the vendors. It is true that a larger host agency will get a higher commission percentage from the vendors for the bookings because of their higher sales levels. So basically, when a large number of travel advisors buy from the same vendor under the same agency combined, they have a higher buying power, which gives them a higher percentage of commission on one and the same booking. And it actually that the numbers are different for vendor, consortia, and agencies. So I really can't give an example here exact in numbers. But if you're curious about what the commission level is with a certain vendor selling under our Ariata, we certainly can have that conversation. And we can even reach out to that vendor to see what the options are commission wise if you're used to a higher percentage with a previous host agency. But basically, I hope you understand the mechanics on how it works. And what is important for you to know, obviously, is also the percentage split of the incoming vendor commission between you and us, the agency. And I keep repeating myself, but especially here, each host agency is unique. And at Travel Resources Group, we have a progressive commission split program. Our philosophy is that a new advisor to the industry will need more frequent and hands on support with their bookings in return of a lower commission split versus already experienced advisors that are having the benefit of higher commission split as they will require less hands on support with their bookings. So, in the example of Debbie, she started at the 60-40% split, and within 1 year, she earned enough commission to be promoted already to the next tier, which is the 70-30% split. And I trust by the end of this year that she will be promoted to the next tier of 75-25 splits. So the calculation to get the next split level is based on commission paid versus booking made. Again, we're unique there. And if you are an experienced travel advisor and book a certain amount of the travel revenue in the first 3 months, then we're happy to promote you real soon to a higher commission split level. But in theory, all newly joined independent travel advisors start with a 60-40% split. And of course, 60% being your split, right? Another unique aspect of our agency I like to share is how we pay out our booking fees. At Travel Resources Group, we do encourage our advisors to implement a booking or agency fee policy in their business model. All booking fees are collected by our agency and we pay the advisor 100% of the collected funds. Commissions, including the received booking fees, are paid once a month on the 15th of the month. So I hope that I have answered most of your questions regarding the legal and financial aspects of joining a boutique host agency. I do recognize that independent travel advisors have a lot of options to choose from, and our agency is only one of many. Our Boutique Host Agency 101 informative series consists of 3 episodes giving you a peek inside. Firstly, we covered the support, coaching, and community offered by us, and today we explained how to navigate the legal and financial aspects of joining us. In episode 3, we're sharing with you what the impact is on your business when switching host agencies. If today's information made you curious to learn more about Travel Resources Group, then I do encourage you to register for episode 3 of this series and watch the recording of episode 1 to even better understand what a boutique host agency like Travel Resources Group has to offer. With all that said, and with all the aspects to consider before joining a host agency, I would like to think that what matters most is community. All right, well, before I wrap up, do I want to answer some of the questions that I see that came in? The first question that I see here is I've been an independent travel advisor for 2 years with another host, and I'm certainly not starting from scratch. Do I still need to pay the fee to join, and would you be able to start me with a higher commission split? That's a very good question, and congratulations already with your business. And yes, you would still pay for the agency fee, the agency startup fee to join us, as we still need to set you up. And we can see within the first 3 months where you are with your sales, and then we absolutely can negotiate a higher commission split. So the answer is yes. Then the second question that I see is when do you pay commissions with reference to the payment of the vendors? Are you paying after the trip has traveled? Oh, okay, yeah. So that's a question whether some of the host agencies, they might pay commissions after the trip has happened or like we do, we actually pay commissions out to advisors as soon as it hits the bank. So if you made your final pay for a cruise and they're not traveling for another 5 months, and the cruise line will pay out already the commissions, then you will receive the commissions already on the 15th of the following month. So we pay out as soon as they hit the bank. Yeah, I think that's all for today. Thank you so much for being here and that you took the time to explore the best option for your business. And I applaud you for showing up. So please feel free to share a copy of the recording with fellow travel advisors. And as I mentioned, you can reach out to me and my team to set up an acquaintance call, to start a conversation via email or the contact form on our trghostagency.com website. I love to hear from you, answer your questions, and learn about your story. So let's explore together how you and your business could benefit from being part of our community. I wish you well in your business. Thank you.